Hey, Jeannie Lynch, jumping on real quick. Welcome to my channel. So excited. I'm doing quick little videos to inspire you and connect you to your own intuition. And today's topic is going to be fast, so stay listening. We're going to talk about the Clairs, and the Clairs being, how do you receive information? The number one question that I get asked when I'm working with people, because I help people develop their own intuition and connect and channel and learn how to do this work and create their own spiritual practices. The number one question I get is, Jeannie, how do you know how you receive information? Or deeper, how do I receive information? That's the real question. So today we're going to be diving into that, and I'm going to help you uncover the way you receive information. And here's what's cool. You just have to pay attention to the language that you're currently using to figure it out for yourself. What does that mean? You know what you got to do. You got to stay listening. That fun interactive video is coming up next. Hey, thanks for staying clicked in. So something in the hook or something in the title totally had you sparked your interest, and I appreciate you staying listening. We're talking about the senses today and how we receive information. Just a quick side note too, today the 8 psychic abilities, we're only going to be looking at the 4 Clairs. This is just an intro to give you a sense of how you receive information. Let's do it. So I'm going to reference a couple videos I've already done that help you touch and talk and get into and play and experiment with your own intuition and develop your own skills. Today we're just going to pull back, have a beautiful little quick conversation around the Clairs and about how we receive information. And this is the number one question when people come to me. First off, they're developing their own intuition. Love that. But they're also wondering, how do they receive information? And it's funny because 99.9% of the time I can talk to somebody and have a beautiful just conversation, and I can help that person figure it out without having to read them and really look at it. And what do I mean by that? It's in their language. So today I want you to think about your language. I'm just going to give you some mindfulness around the energy of the language that you're currently using to describe the way in which you experience life, but more importantly, experience it for other people. So let me have this make sense. If you're somebody who leads with the Clair of clairvoyant, and you're someone who can see, it's clairvoyance, the ability to see beyond the range of ordinary perception. Clear seeing. This is me, by the way. I see in pictures. I see in visions. When someone asks me to remember things, I do this. Right? If I'm trying to go back to an experience, I have to close my eyes and visualize it. I don't get it from the thinking brain or the knowing brain, okay? It's literally, how does it show up and see for me? So I am very visual, and my whole life I've always been this. If you're somebody who has a really strong imagination, this is also somebody who is clairvoyant, someone who can see. So is this you? Comment below. I would love to know. If this is something that you lead with, please know that you can develop the other ones we're going to talk about today. I want to take you through just a quick story so this makes sense to you too. When I learned that I could see, when it was explained to me, I should say, I was in therapy, and my energy healer once said to me, you know, how do you know that, Jean? Or how do you know what to say to people when they're working with you? How do you know what advice to give them? And I remember just kind of saying it such a matter of fact. It was like, well, there's a little projector going on next to your head, and I see those little, like a movie start to play, and that movie tells me the story to go back to, or the picture, or something that connects, that I know will connect to the person who's sitting for me, and that's how I get information. And of course, at the time, this person looked at me and said, okay, Jean, and I was amazed that not everybody had this little projector running next to their head, thinking it was my thoughts, but my thoughts were in full view. Does that make sense to you? Is this you? If it is, you know what you got to do. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Let's keep going. The next beautiful Clair we have are the Clairs who sense through feeling. We'll call these the empaths or the HSPs in the room. The ability to perceive emotional or psychic energy that is not so predictable through the five senses because we feel this. And it truly does mean you feel. So if you're somebody who uses a lot of the same language around, I felt that, or I really feel your pain, or I walked into a room and I could just tell that everything was off. If you're somebody who senses and feels, that's your lead. That's the one you lead with the most. And these are the empaths. And you empaths, if you are an empath, you know who you are. The way empaths receive information is truly to feel it. They can feel somebody even in the way in which they've passed, right? They might know that they've had a heart attack, or they're clutching their throat, or they get a stabbing pain in their head, right? That is the way information comes to them. So right now, if you're somebody who leads with feeling, if you feel, I'm not going to say emotional, but if you lead with emotions, and emotions is at the head or at the helm of how you've experienced your life, then your lead is clairsentient. Okay, let's move on. The next beautiful Clair is Clairaudience, and this truly is the gift of hearing, the power or the faculty of hearing something not present to the ear, but regarded as having objective reality, which basically means it's there, but we can't explain it. Let's keep going. If you're somebody who hears, you would also do this. You'd also have to get quiet. You close your eyes also, but not because you're seeing, but because you're hearing. You're going back and you're remembering what it sounded like when you were there. You're very connected to music and frequency and voices. Do voices annoy you? Like, do you watch the news like I do? And if somebody's voice is off, it's just so jarring and so annoying for you. And then, of course, the other way, music matters, right? So let's keep going. The last Clair to explore today is the person who receives their information from their knowing. It's that internal gut sense. And also those people who get these downloads. They have no idea where, but they know it to be their truth. Let's learn more. And these are the knowers. And I got to tell you, knowers, I'm sorry. And I'm only sorry because it's so much trouble when you know, right? When you know, it's a very advanced way of receiving information. And stay listening, because I'm going to explain why it's troubling also. And if you're someone who knows, you know this. The people who know use the language, I knew that. I had that gut feeling. I was told, or I knew to go right, and yet I went against what I knew, and I went the wrong way, and I need to pay attention to my gut more. I felt that in my bones, right? This is the knowing. When something bad happens, they can turn around really quick and go, I knew that was going to happen, or they actually did know it was happening or going to happen. They're the ones who get to the top of the street. They just know that there's something bad that's happening down that way, but they go that way anyway, and then they kick themselves all day for not trusting that they knew better, right? So they get into the relationship they know doesn't serve them, and you know where that goes, right? So the people who know, I say it's a troubled place to be because they don't know why. If you're someone who sees, hears, or feels, and that's the way you receive information, then guess what? You were told it, you saw it, or you felt it. But if you're someone who knows, you can see where the trouble is. So you knowers, I love you. I love you. Teach us all how you know, but more importantly, just give yourself a lot of grace. And the best advice I have for you people who know is to trust your gut. It's the best indicator and the best way to receive information. Okay, another little point I want to make to the side here, a little pro note. If you're somebody who receives the information and your language is all around the energy of I think, I'm here to tell you right now, there's really not one of the Clairs that connects to the thinking. The thinking truly is the ego. So you might think you know because you saw, you heard, you felt, okay? So pay attention to that. But if you're just using the language, I think, my senses, you're fragmented, and you're absolutely connected to ego. So let that go. Last little language tip. If you're someone who uses the words, a part of me thinks or a part of me feels, and you say that often, that it's also a little fragmented and most likely coming from ego instead of your senses. Okay, let's wrap up. Can you look to your own language? Are you somebody who knows, somebody who sees, somebody who feels, somebody who hears, okay? How do you think you receive information? What is your lead one below? Comment. And then the last question I want to know is, which is the one that you would like to develop more? And if I get enough people saying the same one, well, I'll do a whole video for you to love and support you. So this is me just jumping on today to share. I'm going to be doing quite a bit more teachings of the intuition. So if this is what you'd like to see more of on my channel, let me know. A little accolades go a long way for me supporting you. Okay, bye for now. See you next video. Namaste. And I will also tell you, here's another cue or clue that you're someone who is Clair, oh my God. Here's another clue that you are Clair, oh my God, Jeannie.